Everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Rachmaninoff Prelude in C# minor Opus 3 number 2. The first thing that you should know is the C# minor scale, and it's like this. From that scale he's gonna pick the 6th degree, the 5th degree and the 1st degree. And with those notes, he's bring it up an octave lower, and he does it on the right hand. Then the only thing that adds is the whole entire octave on the left hand. So we have an A here, G sharp, and then C sharp. It's marked very loud, so fortissimo, and you could start counting. We have 2 beats that he didn't write anything, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then the prelude starts. When we start the prelude, we have to start very pianissimo, very light here, and the melody is this. So first you have to flesh out that melody because it's gonna be rewritten in 2 or 3 keys. So we have this. That's the melody. Now we could start leaping to the bass with the same hand. So let's say if we do this. A, D, and this. That might give you a little trouble. Now, we have to analyze a little bit the chord changes. So where are those notes coming from? So when we have the C sharp, we could think on this chord, C sharp minor, and what he's going to do is spread that out to the whole instrument. So we have the G sharp, the C, we have this on the right hand, and we have this below. That's the same chord as this. A simpler version of this will be trying to play those chords with the left hand. So we have C sharp minor, we have this section, an E major or C sharp minor 7, then we go here, D sharp major, we could have like a D or D7 here, and then we have a G sharp 7 again. So let's say for instance if we have that melody, we could start harmonizing. So we could first add the octaves. So we have C sharp, E, D sharp, A, we leap to D, G sharp, and we leap to C. Okay? Then what we do is add the 5th. So if you have the octave like this, the 5th degree is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for most of them, we're going to add the 5th or the 4th sometimes. So we have this, we have this, again the 5th right there, you have 5 notes. Chromatically going down, the 5th again, and this. All those notes come from the simple chord of C sharp minor here. He just left the E out and double up the C. Now that C sharp minor is going to help us to figure out the left hand. So we could have the E, the G, and the E. And then we have completely the whole melody there to start with the chord changes, C sharp minor. Then he does this, and if you analyze it, 1, 3, 5, you can see here, but it really is C sharp minor 7 there, there's outline. Then he drops each note a half step. So we're gonna drop here, 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 and we have this. And you should maybe practice that by itself. Okay, and you could also split them. That's one chord, then we flip this. Another chord, the E major. Just notice that this we're going a half step down. We drop to A, both hands from the beginning. We have like a D7 flavor. G sharp 7, get back to the C, and this repeats again. So when you play it at the beginning, I like to go straight forward, so I don't do much, because it's the first time the thing comes in. Now the second time I might take a little time on the E, on the highest note, a little time, and repeat again the same. With that, you have those two measures from the melody which repeat. It's important that you bring out the top note, the melody, as we discussed before, more than the others. And sometimes I like to, because this is in 4, we have 1, 2, 3. The 3 we could bring it out. 1. So each one. Remember that the strongest beat at the 1 and the 3 when we have 4/4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Those are the ones that get the little accent, if you want to call it. So less now. Repeat. A little bit of high note. Then we repeat. Now all we're gonna do is go a little bit higher here. So we have this note, which they come from the same chord from before, but now we're gonna go to F sharp minor. So as a melody, think this way. Then C. Notice now that we changed we started like this. Now we have more like the key of E major, like this. So we have this now. Now let's go back to the melody. So we have. Then you have E major. Now we're gonna switch, because C sharp minor is the relative of E major. So we have this. You have to think a little bit of that. Now we're gonna add the chords, same chord from before, C sharp minor. We open that up. So we take those with the left hand here, E, E, G sharp, part of the same chord. But then we're gonna go a fifth higher to here. This is the same chord from before, C sharp minor 7. This is F minor, so on the scale. Each chord comes on the scale. We're gonna go to C. We leap here, B, and we get here, and then E. We change now the scale. To practice these passages, it's important that you play it slowly first, and maybe little parts. You could play this. That's it. Fast, slow, and slow and fast. Just to get the hang of it. Then you could do separated this. And this you could leap also. So you take time on this one, then try to play the chord, go down, try to play the chord, go down. Or do the opposite from the root up. Sometimes you could play 4 notes fast. Then here. Then repeat, so it's the same. So let me play all the way down here. So if we count from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A little bit time on the E. Go back to tempo. Higher note. Maybe ring it a little bit more. And get to E. So E major is brighter. It's not so sad like a C sharp minor. It's this chord. So we could ring it even more there. You notice the E major contained in the same chord here, but open, right? This is like an E7. It's this kind of sound. It comes from here, but he took this and then going to A major. That's the chord that comes from it. the root, go here, and then we get the G. Let's think a little bit. You could learn each note first. So let's say you could do this and split them. That's one. Then you have the next one. Split first and then you just try to play that. Little snippets. That's it. Then we have the switches here. So you can do the C. So all together now. Then we do the same with the next measure. We have this, then we have all of these notes. Okay, and we get the G. Now when we get the G sharp, you can see it on the scale. That's where we are at right now. From the C sharp minor scale, we're in the 5th tone. And we're going to start on G sharp. So we have this. This is important that you took it by group. So you have this. This is the melody. That's one melody. And then he's going to just harmonize it by putting the chord there. So we have a G sharp minor. So you could do this. And add the whole notes. So basically he had the octave first. Right? And then he has the 5th or the 4th sometimes. In this case 5th, 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 5th. And that's it. Left hand does the same, but the only thing is the octaves. First you have this one note at a time. And then octaves. And then the middle note to give it the harmony. So and then all together, top note you bring out. That's it. So you have to split them like this. A major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, E major, F sharp minor. It's like the diminished is contained on the scale, and then E. It's important that you put those chords in the simplest form to understand it. So if you know these chords, like in this case I did G sharp minor, A major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, E major, and then F sharp minor, and D sharp diminished. So those are the chord, in simple words, what I did, but he flipped them, so we have this. Then he does the same with the next melody. Octaves. With the 5th included. That's right hand. Remember you could split it. And apply the rhythms also like the other parts. Left hand now. Octaves. In your mind, just always remember the scale. Always doing a third and a second, a third and a second. So here, second, third, second, third. You know the intervals, very important. And then you add the same as the other ones. You add the one below there, the third in this case. Together now, remember that you could split them each one. Same time. Okay, so once we get to G sharp, we have this. Bring the top note for each hand. And you could run a little bit, so you get to G sharp, a little bit, run, get here again. Repeats now. Retain the E. This is the same thing we covered at the beginning. Same again. Now the last line for this is gonna be the same. Okay, so let's look at the melody. So that's what we have, octaves. We have the fifth. Together now, left hand we have this, same pattern from before. At the same time. Now we have same chords to the bass. And we get to the root. And now he's gonna have a double line lower in the bass. And this repeats 2 times. So it's the same melody again, but what I like is the first time I do that, but then I bring the bass in a little bit more on the left hand. And then it comes the next part. The first thing that you should know is the C sharp minor scale, and it's like this. Also, you should know the chromatic scale. Now from that scale, he's going to pick up a melody starting on E, and he uses it this way. To harmonize that melody, he's going to start using the chords. If you know the C sharp minor chord, like this, we'll flip it and we'll do it here. And that's why he does this. Melody, and then he has those 2 notes from the chord, which is inverted. After that, we're going to go to D. So it's following the chromatic scale to D. So, but now when you get to D, you're going to use this chord, a D sharp 7 chord, and notice that we'll have the C sharp below and the G below. You have this. So it's a rearrangement of the same chord to keep the voices together. And the important thing that the G and the C sharp are the 7th of the chord and the 3rd. So nice sounder. So if we do it all together, you have that. If we do both of them together, okay? Now when we get to D here, we do this, and you can see that this is the inversion also of a D7 chord. The D is here, the C is here, and the F sharp is here. The A is, he's going to put it on the left hand. So we have this now. And we move it also this way. And then afterwards we go to C, and we are back to the C sharp minor chord. Notice that that's inversion again. So all together, melody, C sharp minor, D sharp 7, back to C sharp minor. So fingering, I do 5, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, and back to the same. So this repeats 2 times. So because here we are in C sharp minor, also you could practice within the chords. You could practice like this. To learn the position. Now you can see here that we have a C sharp minor chord and he added the C sharp octave to that. The note that was missing from the chord, he's going to add now on the bass. Each note that was missing, the A is part of the D7, and then we have a G from the C sharp minor. So the bass will be like this, and that's it. And each note, I wanted to understand that it's part of the chord. When we have a C sharp minor, we have a C here. If you have a D sharp 7, we're having the A sharp from it. When we have a D7, we're having the A from it. And when we have a C sharp minor,